Scott Maurer a second time, the CEO of the Staten Council of Jewish Organizations. And immediately after him to speak, Scott is going to introduce our highly respected guest, the Richmond County Staten District Attorney, Michael E. McMahon. But one quick comment I have to say, the Parshas Mishpatim we just read this past week, an interesting concept is developed in the Bible, Mr. District Attorney. Mishpatim deals with relationships between man and man, man and community, community and man, then God and man. What do I mean by that? Ve'ela ha-mishpatim, that prior to God having Moses ascend Mount Sinai, Moses teaches the Israelites, the Hebrews in the desert, about civil law, mishpatim, jurisprudence. And the obvious question is why? And what is the first topic? The first topic is the bondsman. Under Jewish law, we do not incarcerate a thief. We rather rehabilitate him through making him a bondsman. In actuality, under biblical law, upon acquiring the bondsman, the master acquires a master. Rabbi class, I'm going to pick on you now. If there's only one good bed, the master sleeps on the floor and the bondsperson sleeps on the bed. If there's one steak for dinner, the bondsman receives eating it. Interesting how the Bible rehabilitates a thief. It might have worked back in the desert about today, but that is the concept. So the obvious question comes from all the topics that Moses reviews with the children of Israel in the desert of Sinai. Why does he pick on the topic of civil law, jurisprudence, and bondsman? Because Moshe Rabbeinu, the greatest of the lawgivers, wanted to inculcate an important concept. God is about to give us his precious gift, the Torah. For 974 years prior to the creation of the world, the Torah was kept in a treasure in heaven. And God's going to give it to the Jewish nation. However, in order to be godlike, it is not sufficient to go to shul. It's not sufficient to look at the important religious purpose. What is important is taking care of the everyday person, the individual, making sure the person should not become a bondsman. Where did we fail? And when they become a bondsman, giving him the opportunity for education and the proper environment for rehabilitation. Then you can have the Igud Truma, build the sanctuary, build the Mishkan, and take it a step forward. I submit today that Scott Maurer, who serves with respect, besides as the CEO and Executive Vice President of the Staten Council of Jewish Organizations, he also serves as the co-chair, together with the District Attorney, Mike McMahon, of the Hate Front Task Force. And Scott Maurer, like our mentor, the District Attorney, are great individuals who understand the role of the individual. How criminal justice affects the victim. We have to focus on the victim's rights. Societies need to be safe, not to lose focus of what the purpose of the criminal justice system is all about. And when dealing with people who do such a good job at educating and causing prevention, but I dare say that in the height of COVID, when we had riots throughout the city in parts of Brooklyn, and people were fearful of this part of the Verrazano, thanks to the instrumental leadership of the district attorney alone, the top civilian law enforcement agent in Staten Island, working with Scott and his wonderful task force, with the borough commander and the precinct commander, gave out the message. Protest civilly is one thing, but we draw the line when we disrespect the individual, when we attack them, we burn down their houses, we cause crime, and we hurt people with mayhem in our protests. And thanks to that message, it resounded from Tottenville to Tompkinsville, the entire borough, and the borough was safe. I dare say that the model of District Attorney McMahon is not just for Staten Island, that type of leadership. It's not just for the city or state of New York. It's a national model. And to have the model, as Rabbi Mendy said, you have to have faith, you have to have belief, and you have to have patience of the saint to make it happen. So when we call upon Scott Maurer, who in the normal conditions calls upon me, to introduce our highly respected district attorney, Mr. Maurer, please.
There's not too much that I could say after following Rabbi Wilbert, Rabbi Blank, and Rabbi Mirozcnik.